Good morning, everyone. Grab a cup of coffee, maybe drink some coffee on your car on your way to work, or don't drink coffee. But let's get into the Word. Let these Bible truths sink into our heart and mind. Our topic today is the chosen bride. We're going to be in Genesis 24. You can read all the chapter, but the specific verses, the highlighted verses for us today are 24, 1 through 38, 24, 49 through 52, and 24, 61 through 67. And just kind of highlighting the major features of that story in this book. But again, this is just Bible passages compiled in this book for us. So you can read more, but the core is that you're reading kind of those key aspects, tying the stories together, themes together. Let's get right into the story of Isaac and Rebekah. Beautiful story. It's one in which I hadn't read in a while, and reading it was pleasant. It brought a lot of smiles to my face. It was a story that was different than what we had read so far, which is a lot of grief and tragedy. And even last week, which was a happy news, it was suspenseful, right? Sacrificing a son and God saves him. But, this was almost a romantic love story that is laid before us, not only with Isaac and Rebekah, but just a great story of Abraham and his servant, the faithfulness of Abraham's servant, who's told to go and find a wife for Abraham's son, Isaac. And he finds a woman, and they meet, and he brings this woman back to be Isaac, Abraham's son's wife. Now, let's look at the questions. There's only two today. The questions center around Rebekah's character. Tell the specific requests made by the servant and how God answered them. Well, the servant wasn't told to do this, but the servant used a little bit, I guess you would say, wisdom here. He's looking for a sign from the Lord, not just open up the sky, Lord, and shine down the woman you want him to marry. But he's looking for godly attributes, godly characteristics, and saying, Lord, confirm it in this way for me. So he asks that the woman would not only give him water, but then give his camels water as well. And give them plenty, right? So remember, wells, water, it's a very valuable resource here. You just don't turn on a faucet. There's a limited amount of water, so you don't waste water. And giving water to a camel, which stores it in their humps, right? They could probably drink a lot of water. So it's a very gracious thing here to not only give a person as much water as they want, but to give a camel. So the second question is, what quality was the servant looking for in a wife for Isaac? Well, that question there, or that kind of this question, but the demands that the servant was putting upon the woman, or the request he was laying before the Lord, that the Lord would show him by these demands for the woman to first give him water, and then his camels water, enough to drink, is showing a lot of things, right? The one, that she would care enough for him, but not only for him, for his livestock, that she would be self-sacrificial, because not only does she give of resources, but she gives of her time, which would be, putting that bucket down the well and rolling it back up. And so there's something in her character, that she's caring, that she's, as I said, self-sacrificial, that she is noticing the need, right? So we could probably add to that, all these things, but there's a certain character that's innate within Rebekah there, or I don't want to say innate, but has been developed in Rebecca there. And so I think the important thing here is for women to teach your daughters, or one, for you to realize for yourself, and then to teach your daughters, and also to teach your sons, one, what you should be, two, how your daughters should be and act, and three, what your sons should look for in a woman. It's very easy for men to look toward beauty or put beauty first or see that as the most important thing in a woman. But again, beauty is fading. It doesn't last forever. Men's strength and good looks and all these things that you look for don't last forever. But character before God lasts. A heart that seeks to please God and that gives to others. A servant's heart. That's something that truly lasts. And so I think there's a lot we could take and apply from this story. Women to yourselves, men towards the women you look towards. Again, if we're married, towards how we raise our daughters to be, what we raise our sons to look for. And even in the servant himself. Well, first in Abraham, of caring for his son, knowing that, he needs a wife, that Isaac wasn't perhaps out there looking, but Abraham's like, hey, he needs a wife, and he looked out for him. But two, the servant's almost like the hero here in this story, right? He goes above and beyond. And he serves Abraham as though he's serving God, and he praises God. And so, beautiful story. I loved it. Made my morning great. Hopefully it makes your morning great. We'll see you guys tomorrow.